What's going on, guys? Joe here with another video. Today, guys, in this video I'm going through and breaking down, I figured we would do a kind of a throwback or an old school deck profile. I'm going to go through actually my original first deck that I actually used to you guys. I figured I would do this for the last 500 subscriber giveaway, guys, so stay tuned. Later on the video, somewhere random, I will post who won the last booster box of Dawn and Majesty. So we'll do that a little later in the video as well, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. With that being said, guys, we'll dive through. This was basically the first deck that I built. It had a couple, maybe 3 or 4 evolutions throughout its time, but this is about the best that I could remember it. Going through and rebuilding the deck, I found as much as some of my original cards that I actually used to use the actual physical card themselves. Some of them I couldn't find my original cards, so I had to put in the same, it's the same card, but just a newer, version of the card. It wasn't the exact one I used, over a decade ago. But yeah, this was basically my main deck that I used in high school before I started doing the Gladiator Beast. If you guys would like me to do another throwback video of my original Gladiator Beast version that I used, and the only time that I've went to locals that I got 3rd place, if you guys would like to see that, an old school deck profile way back in the day with that, let me know. If you guys like to see that, I can upload that as well if that's something interesting. I actually have the exact profile listed, because before I started the channel, I took a screenshot of all of the cards on my phone. So I actually have everything, pictures of the original deck profile of that as well. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, guys. Right now, and I'll post a screenshot on it as well. Right now, 52.9% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so definitely consider subscribing, guys. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Remember, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be giving another 3 booster boxes, whatever the newest sets, like we just recently did for the 500 subscriber that we just hit, and also the main person will get all the cards I'm pulling out to the side of my unboxing videos. So definitely consider checking that out. So my old school deck, guys, kind of was basically a dragon deck and mixed with a few other things. So I used the good old 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in the deck. You'll kind of see why as we go through. I used White Horn Dragon. He was so good back in the day, and even probably better even now, which I'm surprised no one uses him now, because he can remove up to 5 spell cards from your opponent's graveyard, guys, and he gains 300 attack points for each spell card removed. So it's really good if you got an opponent that's keep bouncing back their cards, things like that. Or if you're Sky Striker would be a really good card that would be good against. Good old Spear Dragon, Spear Dragon attacks, he does damage and defense, then goes to defense mode himself. Keep in mind, when I use this deck, guys, there was not quite at this time, the Synchros hadn't quite just come out yet. There was no Link Summon, there was no Exceed Summon. None of those summons existed at this time. The game was a lot slower paced for some of you guys that may have just started playing in the past couple years. Twin-headed Behemoth, guys, when he's destroyed, you can bring him back during your standby phase with 1,000 attack and defense. So he was a good card to bring back out so I could tribute like into Whitehorn, or the good old Prime Material Dragon that I used to use back in the day. If you guys aren't familiar with what Prime Material does, any damage that we would take that's like inflicted, so like if we're playing like a burn deck, we would gain all the life points instead with Prime Material's effect. And also if any of our dragons would be destroyed, like targeted and destroyed on the field by our opponent's card effect, we can use Prime Material's effect to discard a card and the dragon would survive. So he was really good back in the day for that. I was trying to find my original, I'll put a screenshot up, guys, my ultra rare luster dragons that I used to use. I can't find them for some reason, so I'll try and go through my collection and still find them, but I'm in the process, like I mentioned during the 24-hour live stream, which you guys haven't seen. Definitely consider checking that out. I definitely appreciate all the support. I wouldn't have made it through that 24 hours if it wasn't for you guys in the chat. So shout out to all you guys that were in the chat. There was quite a lot of you guys that came in multiple times to make sure I was doing okay and, chatted with me and, give me some company and all that, which I greatly appreciate. But I'll try and find them. But I'll put a picture on the screen if you're not familiar with what Hunter Dragon looks like. Luster Dragon, sorry, not Hunter Dragon. I was thinking of Hunter Dragon, I was looking at Hunter Dragon. But 2 Luster Dragons, and I also use Hunter Dragon as well, too, that come out of Tactical Evolution. And you couldn't use a Dragon deck back in the day without playing good old Mass Dragon. These are my original ones at the time, I think, except maybe for that one. But these 2 are 2 of the originals. Basically, if you're not familiar with what he does, guys, when he's destroyed by battle, basically you can bring out another dragon monster with 1,500 or less attack on your side of the field. And you could put it in, attack or defense modes. What I would do is put it in defense, and they would just run through the dragons. It would burn out my dragons. And that's how it also bring out, like, the, I think he was over here, wasn't he? The Twin-headed Behemoth. Well, he's one word. Twin-headed Behemoth that we were looking at, right? Stuff like that. I also would use Mirage Dragon. Mirage Dragon was so good back in the day. I won so many duels because of just Mirage Dragon alone. Mirage Dragon, if you guys aren't familiar with what Mirage Dragon does, when you enter battle phase and you go to attack, your opponent can't activate any trap cards during the battle phase. So once you've declared battle phase, all trap cards are basically useless at this point, as far as your opponent's concerned. So our opponent can't activate trap cards, so we're good now. They can't use any of their stuff to destroy or anything that would be like a Mirror Force, Sukuratsu armor, anything like that, you know, that's just maybe strictly battle phase or any other trap cards they wanted to play. I had another combo within this deck as well. One of the moves ahead, guys, was a Grand Moloch. It used to piss everybody. Some of my old friends that are subscribed to the channel probably will comment about it down in the chat, more than likely, that used to tick them off. But I had a lock in this deck that I could basically just put you in a Grand Moloch, and then it would be basically game. It would be, 2 or 3 turns later and it's game if you didn't draw something to get rid of Grand Mole, and it would be game. Plus, while you're doing that, I'm drawing more cards and I'm getting more support, so I have a backup move by the time you stop my Grand Mole lock. Another good one that I used to use back in the day, guys, is Spirit Reaper can't be destroyed by battle. Plus, if we attack them directly, we get to take a card out of their hand. I love using it with a Grand Moloch because you're putting the card back in the hand and you're slowly getting rid of the cards, and maybe also getting rid of a few times. I'll get rid of the monster they're playing if they have a very low hand and they only have like 1 card or 2 or something like that. So now they don't even have a monster to summon. So now we're just hitting them directly, and then I can just build up the board and things like that. Also, back during this time, Morphine Jar was legal, so pretty much about everyone ran at least 1 Morphine Jar, right? Because both players get 5 additional cards. So most people ran that back in the day. So that's when that was a very popular card. I did run the one legendary, good old Karibo. This thing saved me several times throughout the time of me using this deck back in the day, because a lot of times when I would have it in hand, I would be just 1 attack that I would end up losing. But thanks to Karibo, I would stay in the game, and then I would top deck the last card that I need, whether it be a few other cards that we'll get to in a minute. You guys will see that basically I won thanks to Karibo giving us an extra turn. Another card I used to use a little while, I kind of went in and out of the deck, was Newdoria. I use this for a while too, guys, and here basically if it's another card, just kind of throw them off for stuff being set face down so they don't think. A lot of people get, kind of predict, especially when you play with your friends over and over again, oh, it's a Mirage Dragon, they want to attack. So that's why I try to put other stuff in here that you could put face down to get them attacking, like the Spirit Reaper, Newdoria, stuff like that. Because after a while they quit attacking my face down monsters because they knew it thinned out my deck, which helped me out greatly. So yeah, so that's why I put stuff like that in there to kind of throw them off, things like that. Now that's all the monsters. Let's get into the spell. I use Future Fusion. This was back in the day when you activated it. You could send all the materials at one time. You didn't have to wait to the following turn to activate its effect to send the material. So kind of keep that in mind, guys. So when I played it first turn, I could get rid of... I play 5-headed dragon, so I could dump 5 dragons out of the deck, which would help thin out the deck really greatly. And plus, right, we have our boss monster coming out in 2 turns. Right, so that was very helpful, but they've changed the effect, so now you have to wait till your second turn. I couldn't find my original Dragon's Mirrors, but these are the hollow ones that I have. I couldn't find my common ones, so I'm glad they finally did give this card an upgrade, because I used to love playing this card. I won so many duels and matches because of Dragon's Mirror over, definitely back in the day, so it's nice to see they gave the card of Justice an upgrade. But if you guys aren't familiar, basically you can fusion summon from your side of the field or graveyard for a dragon monster, just removing the materials from play, essentially, is what it does. Ancient Rules is definitely a good backup card. Basically, special summon my Blue Eyes, guys. It was very easy to get Blue Eyes in my hand with this deck. Once Whitestone came out, I started running Whitestone as well. So, right, I was using the Future Fusion toss-in Whitestones and even adding the Blue Eyes to my hand, stuff like that. So once Whitestone came out, I ran in here. But this is before Whitestone come out. That's why I decided to go with this version. So this is before Synchros had come out for this particular version. So just kind of keep that in mind. Lightning Storm. This went between Lightning Storm and Raigeki, depending on what was legal at the time. So I just put Lightning Storm, but I did swap it out for Raigeki when Raigeki was legal. Foolish Burial. Giant Tornadoes at some point was Heavy Storm. Went right when Heavy Storm used to be legal. So this kind of went back and forth. Now both of them are banned, so we don't get to enjoy neither one of them. And then, of course, good old Monster Reborn to bring back your monster. Also Megamorph, this would help out a lot. But I get out like a 5-head or Blue Eyes, making, either 6 or 10,000 attack, it's game. Usually by the time I get out that combo, because it's about midway in the duel, my opponent's already taken a good chunk of life points, and it's game over. So it's a nice quick OTK move to go for. Swords Revealing Light to keep them from attacking 3 turns, right, to stall. There wasn't a lot of disruption cards back then, so a lot of the times you would be able to actually use the 3 turn of swords. Today, right, your swords obviously isn't going to last 3 turns. You're going to be very lucky if it lasts 3 turns, which is why nobody plays it. Threatening Roar to stop them from attacking. They can't enter battle phase. This would still be good, maybe one of the better trap cards for maybe even for today's meta, to keep them from going into the battle phase and stuff like that, because a lot of stuff gets special effects during the battle phase. Zero gravity to stop them from attacking it when they go to attack or in a battle phase. I would play zero gravity, shift all their monsters to defense, our monsters as well. Then our turn right, shift our monsters back into attack, and most monsters have a lower defense than they do attack, and then bam, run over all their monsters. So that was a really good card back in the day. I also run the classic that everybody ran, the 2 staple bottomless trap holes, same as everyone. Eternal Tribute, pretty much the classic one that just about everybody used back then during that time. I did use Skull Lair. Skull Lair is such a good card because you can remove and play any number of before this got reprinted, it used to be just any number of cards. It wasn't even like specifically monster cards, but it used to be any card. You could even move like spells and traps and destroy monsters. Eventually, they reprinted it in this one. I can see here it says basically move and play monster cards. So the original version, if I recall right, just was cards, which is one of the reasons I used it. But now it's like as I'm reading the reprinted version, it's just monster cards now. But it used to be any card back in the day, so you could do your spells, traps, and monsters, which is why I played it at that time. But it's like they've changed the effect over the years. Non-aggression area, this has helped out part of my Grand Moloch and just to keep our opponent from comboing, guys. During our standby phase, you can activate it, discard a card, and it keeps your opponent from summoning. I'm surprised no one's tried to use this in the meta to keep people from playing. I'm surprised that card hasn't seen a return, especially like in Trap Tricks or something. That would be a really good card in Trap Tricks. So shout out to anyone playing Trap Tricks that hasn't thought about using that. That would be, in my opinion, a good card for Trap Tricks or any kind of deck that's kind of like that. I use the classic 1 Karma Cut, right? Because if you're not familiar with what Karma Cut does, guys, you can remove from play 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field. But if they have, like, let's say, like the Mass Dragon I use, let's say I remove Mass Dragon from play that's on the field, and they have 2 Mass Dragons in the graveyard, all 3 Mass Dragons get removed instead. And then just the 1 Divine Wrath, right? I'm pretty sure whatever it's Divine Wrath to do as far as, discard a card, counter trap, to negate our opponent's monster card effect. And then from here, guys, we have the extra deck, which is not very much for back in the day. I had 3 5-headed dragons. I'm still in the process of moving my room around, guys. Well, I say my room, but my house around in my studio where I film and all that, which is why it's taking longer for me to put this video out, so I apologize, but that's what's been going on there. And trying to get my sleep schedule back on track. It's still kind of out of whack a little bit from recovering from the stream. But I used 3 of them, guys. I couldn't find the 3rd one, but just keep in mind I used 3. And then I used just the 2 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Sometimes I would get him out, but it would be very rare. But it would be a good backup card because they would try and stop me right from going 5-head. And then I got the 3 Blue Eyes in graveyard, at least the 1 Blue Eyes on the field, and the other 2 in the graveyard, or all 3 in the graveyard. Dragon's Mirror, bring out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. 4,500, bam! I can easily beat over any monster that they have on the field. And a lot of times that would be game, or the next turn would be game if they didn't have anything to counter it or some defense to swallow that up. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys thought of the video of this old school deck profile. Like I said, if you'd like to see me do another throwback video of deck profile decks that I used to run back in high school and stuff like that, let me know and I'll do the Gladiator Beast one, which was it's even way better than this deck, which is why I kind of quit playing the deck, especially once the game changed and synchros and stuff like that come out. I quit playing as much just because it wasn't fast enough to keep up with all of the newer stuff. So I went from using this as my primary deck over to the Gladiator Beast, and that's been my primary deck for for quite some time. So yeah, so just let me know what you guys think. But with that being said, guys, since we made it to the end of the video, we haven't yet done the subscriber giveaway, so let's go ahead and do that, guys. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and go into the giveaway portion of the video, and we'll see who won the last booster box. I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, guys, if you guys have made it to the end of the video, like always, I greatly appreciate all your guys' love and support. And yet again, I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone that hung in there with me for the 24-hour live stream challenge. I definitely appreciate it, guys, because yet again, without your support, I wouldn't have been able to make it through that 24 hours just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! If I had swapped it up, if we'd done something else, mixture in between to play, like Paladins or something, might have been good to go. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get the party started. We'll do the giveaway as the link to the video. Remember, this one's for the last 3rd booster box for the 500 sub giveaway. This one's for the Emancipator deck profile. If you guys haven't had a chance to check that video out, definitely check it out. It's definitely one of my best deck profiles that I've done in quite a while, in my opinion. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and filter out duplicate users and include replies to comment. That's the way it's fair to everyone, so everyone gets 1 for the entry, guys. Then we're going to go ahead and pull the comments. So it looks like there's 37 of you guys. There's 37 of you guys. Alright, so shout out to all 37 of you guys. I definitely appreciate you guys watching the video and commenting down below and helping support the channel. Even more by commenting and liking the video. Alright, let's go ahead and go, guys, and we'll hit start and we'll see who wins this one.
Hey, Malchus. Okay, I was interested in either building these or the Tri-Brigades. Ended up coming up with Tri-Brigade because they are cheaper, and I already have the Samor deck I can combine with them. Nice, man. Well, that's good to hear. Definitely, man, hit me up on Discord. I have the link for the Discord channel uh, posted in the upper right on my YouTube channel. So if you'll hit me up, man, and I'll get that box out to you as soon as possible. Same for the other ones that I'll be sending out. Well, I definitely appreciate it, guys. This will do it. This will be the last video for the 500 sub giveaway, so that's the last of the 3 booster boxes. Remember, we'll do this again, guys, once we hit the 1,000 subscribers. So I definitely appreciate your guys' support and your continued support to help us, help me and the channel get to 1,000 subscribers, so we can do another 3 giveaway, and the grand prize winner will also get all the cards I've been pulling out for my unboxing videos. If you guys like to see an updated video on that, let me know, and I can do a quick video on what's in the box that I've been pulling out to the side. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Definitely shout out to everyone that supported me and the channel. I definitely appreciate your guys' love and support. You guys take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.